Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Islamic or Sharia law. Today is session number 16. We still continue on inheritance and testament, and this should be the last session on that. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Priority of payments. Before the estate of the deceased can be distributed to his or her heirs, all the debts owing by the deceased, all prior claims against him or her, and all the wills must first be paid. In order of priority, payments from the estate are as follows. A. Payment of funeral expenses. B. Payment of all the debts owing by the deceased. C. Satisfaction of all zakat payments that are unpaid. D. Making donations of the specified amount to redeem fast days unobserved. E. Payment of legacies under a valid will. Wills could be for those how are heirs as well. So they should get both wills and heirs on top of the wills. F. Distribution of net estate among specified heirs according to the Quran and authentic Sunnah. And that comes hereafter. Specified heirs. Heirs entitled to share in the net estate of the deceased in accordance with Islamic Sharia law. These specified heirs include the following. A. Males who are entitled to succeed are: number one, son of the deceased; number two, grandson of the deceased, how low soever; three, father of the deceased; four, grandfather of the deceased, how high soever; five, brother of the deceased; six, son of the brother of the deceased; seven, uncle, that is brother of the parents of the deceased; eight, son of the uncle, that is son of brother of the parents of the deceased; nine, husband of the deceased. B. Females who are entitled to succeed are: number one, daughter of the deceased; number two, granddaughter of the deceased, how low soever; three, mother of the deceased; four, grandmother of the deceased, how high soever; five, sister of the deceased; six, daughter of the sister of the deceased; seven, aunt, that is sister of the parents of the deceased; eight, daughter of aunt, that is daughter of sister of the parents of the deceased; nine, husband of the deceased. Other close relatives. And then D, it would be charity. These heirs are entitled to certain prescribed shares which are intended to effect an equitable distribution of the estate. For instance, males are given 2 shares of the estate for every share given to his female counterpart because they are expected to assume financial responsibility for the woman. In addition, female heirs are allocated a specified portion of the estate. For example, half or 1/6, which means they will always be entitled to a portion of the estate, regardless how small, while male heirs are often residuary heirs who are only entitled to what is left of the estate after the claims of female heirs have been met. It may happen that a residuary heir is left with nothing or a very tiny portion after claimant with specified shares have been paid off. Specified heirs forfeit their claim under the following circumstances. A. He caused the death of the deceased. whether deliberately or unintentionally, or B, he is not a Muslim. The deceased may be a Muslim convert, or the heir may have renounced Islam. Making of wills. A Muslim can make a will in favor of his specified heirs as well as non specified heirs, such as his adopted children, paternal relatives, maternal relatives, or third parties such as close friend. It is decreed that when death approaches, you shall write a will for the benefit of parents, specified heirs, and relatives, specified as well as non specified here, equitably. This is a duty upon the righteous. Al Quran, Ayah 2 180. Sharia court administration. The first step is for a beneficiary to apply to the Sharia court for a certificate of inheritance to be issued. The certificate will identify the surviving specified heirs, state their relationship to the deceased, and specify his precise share to the estate. Computation of shares of specified heirs. We must try our best to do the justice in dividing the shares among the heirs for the case where there is no wills or here or there is some left over after the payment of the wills. It is decreed that when death approaches, you shall write a will for the benefit of the parents, specified heirs, and relatives, specified as well as non specified here equitably. This is a duty upon the righteous. Al Quran, Ayah 2 180. If any do fail to judge by the light of what Allah hath revealed, they are unbelievers. Al Quran, Ayah 5 44. Now, there are six main categories of the deceased persons given here. And remember, if any of the specified heirs is not alive, but his or her descendants are alive, he or she will be treated as alive, and later his or her shares will then be divided among his or her heirs. Category 1, reference to Al Quran, Ayah 4 11. The deceased person was married and leaving behind children only, since spouse might already had passed away or were separated. And when there are present alive at the division of the relatives and the orphans and the needy, give them something out of it as well. Category 2, same reference to Al Quran 4 11. The deceased person was married and leaving behind children and parents, since spouse might have already passed or were separated. And when there are present alive at the division, the relatives and the orphans and the needy, give them something out of it as well. Category 3, reference to Al Quran 4 12. The deceased person was married and leaving behind spouse without any children and may or may not have parents. And when there are present, that is alive at the division, the relatives and orphans and the needy, give them something out of it as well. Category 4, to same reference Al Quran Ayah 4 12. The deceased person was married and leaving behind spouse and children. And when there are present alive at the division, the relatives and spouses and the needy, give them something out of it as well. Category 5, reference Al Quran 4 12. The deceased person was unmarried and are married and leaving behind parents and brothers and sisters without any children or spouse. And when there are present alive at the division, the relatives and the orphans and the needy, give them something out of it as well. Category 6, Al Quran, Ayah 4 176. The deceased person was unmarried or married and leaving behind brothers and or sisters only. No ascendants, no descendants, or no parents, no spouse, no children. And when there are present alive at the division, the relatives and the orphans and the needy, give them something out of it as well. Now, following are some of the details of inheritance given with examples just to make them clearly understood. Remember, if any of the specified here is not alive, but his or her descendants are alive, he or she will be treated as alive, and later his or her shares will then be divided among his or her heirs. Details of the division of shares among all the heirs after paying all the debts and the wills. It is our suggestion to be in the middle and pay other relatives as well as charity upon the consult of the specified heirs if they agree. Category 1, like Al Quran, Ayah 4-11, the deceased person was married and leaving behind children and our parents, since spouse might already have passed away or were separated. So, example number 1, only sons are the specified heirs. Category 1, and only sons are specified here. If $1,000 may be divided, so those people where we have to divide this $1,000, so it will be sons plus other relatives and charity. So that is the total share. So all of the 90% will go to the sons and remainder will go to other relatives and charity. So that will be total $1,000. So out of $1,000, 90%, which is $900, will go to the sons, and remaining $100 will go to other relatives and charity. So then those $100 may further be divided amongst other relatives and charities like this: paternal relatives and maternal relatives plus charity is equal to around 10% of the total shares. So 2/3 of the 90% plus 1/3 of 90% plus remainder is equal to $100. So 2/3 of 90% will be $60, which will go to the paternal relatives. 1/3 of the 90% is, that is $30, that will go to the maternal relatives, and remainder is $10 that will go to the charity. So that is the distribution of $100, which was supposed to go to other relatives and charity. Now, the $60, which was to be further divided into paternal relatives, so $60 may further be divided among male and female paternal relatives and charity as follows. So male heirs, likewise, the formula is that male heirs get 2/3 of 90%, female heirs get 1/3 of 90%, and remainder goes to charity. So this $60 will be further subdivided into male heirs, that is $36, which is 2/3 of 90%, and then 1/3 of 90% is $18, and remaining $6. So this is total $60. Now you have $30 that was on the from upper division, $30 which was to go to maternal relatives. So $30 may further be divided among male and female maternal relatives and charity as well. So out of this $30, 2/3 of 90% is $18, and $9 is 1/3 of 90%, and remaining $3 will go to the charity. So in maternal relatives, $18 will go to males, $9 will go to females, and $3 will go to the charity. So this is a very clear distribution. In category 2, as I explained above, uh, example number 2, if there are only daughters, half shares is the specified here. If we have $1,000 that we are dividing, so daughter here plus other relatives and charity. So daughter here is half. So out of $1,000, $500 will go to the daughter here, and remaining $500 will go to other relatives and charity. So now $500 may further be divided among relatives and charity as follows. So that same formula: paternal relatives 2/3 of 90%, maternal relatives 1/3 of 90%, plus remainder, total will be equal to $500. So paternal relatives will get $300, that is 2/3 of 90%. Maternal relatives will get 1/3 of 90%, that is 150, and remainder is $50. Now $300 which are a share of the paternal relatives, may further be divided among male and female paternal relatives and charity as well. So male here gets two-thirds of 90% of 300, 90% of 300, that is $180. And then one-third of 90% is $90, and remainder $30 will go to charity. So that is the distribution of total $300. Now $150, which was originally one-third of 90% share of the maternal relatives, may further be divided into male and female maternal relatives and charity. So two-thirds of 90% of $150 is $90. One-third of 90% of $150 is $45, and remaining is $15. So amongst maternal relatives, the $150 coming from the top $1,000, 90 will go to the male heirs, 45 will go to the female heirs, and 15 will go to the charity. Category 1, example 3. 2 or 3 daughters. Two-third shares are the specified heirs. $1,000 may be divided as follows. Daughters' shares, two-third, that is 666 of $1,000. Remainder is 334. That goes to the relatives, other relatives, and charity. So now we divide 334, that is other relatives and charity. So 334 are further divided into paternal relatives, maternal relatives, and charity. So formula is as coming from the top. Two-thirds of 90% of 334 becomes $200. One-third of 90% of 334 become $100, plus remaining are $34, and that goes to the charity. So now we can divide in the same way $200, which was the share of paternal relatives. So amongst paternal relatives, then male, female, heirs, and charity. So two-thirds of 90% of $200 is $130. And one-third of 90% of $200 is $65. That goes to the female heirs, and remaining $5 will go to the charity. And now we take $100 may further be divided into male and female relatives and charity as well. So this $100 will go to the male here with the same formula, two-thirds of 90% and one-third of 90%, and remainder, that is $60, will go to the male heirs and of the maternal relatives, and then $30 of the female heirs of the maternal relatives, and $10 will go to the charity. So this is how this distribution is recommended to be made. Now category 1, example 4, mixed number of sons, that is two-thirds shares, and daughters one-third shares are the specified heirs. $1,000 we can be divided. Sons will get two-thirds of 90%. Daughters heirs will get one-third of 90%, plus remainder total is $1,000. So two-thirds of 90% that goes to the sons is $600. And one-third of 90% is $300 that will go to the daughters. Remainder $100 will go to other relatives and charity. So the $100, which is a remainder for other relatives in charity, may be divided like this. So paternal relatives, two-thirds of 90%, that is $60. Maternal relatives, one-third of 90%, that is $30. And $10 is the remainder. That will go to the other relatives and charity. Now $60 may be further divided among male and female paternal relatives, and that too, again, two-thirds of 90%, $36 will go to the male here, $18, that is one-third of 90%, that will go to the female here, and $6 will go to the charity. And $30, that was the share of maternal relatives, that will also be divided like this. Two-thirds of 90%, that is $18 will go to the male here, $9 will go to the female here, and $3 will go to the charity. Category number 2, the deceased person was married and leaving behind children and parents, since spouse might already had passed away or were separated. So example number one in category two, parents 1/6 plus 1/6. So both parents will get 1/6 of the share. And children, sons 2/3 of the remainder, and daughters 1/3 of the remainder are specified. Here's $1,000. We are taking a general example, general number of the assets as $1,000 can be divided. So father gets 1/6 of 90%, that is 166. Mother also get 1/6 of the 90%, that is 166. Children, they children get 568, and other relatives in charity gets $100, that is remainder, so it's equal to $1,000. So here the children, they have most share. So because there are children are sons and daughters both. So now children may get further $560 according to the case mentioned above in the above example, uh, depending upon the case of the only sons and only daughters, or two or more daughters, or mixed number of sons and daughters. So whatever the number of sons, number of daughters, or the mix is, this 506 will be divided, like sons will get 2/3 of the remainder and daughters will get 1/3 of the remainder. And also other relatives in charity may get from $100, that was the remaining, according to the distribution as I explained above. Category 2, example 2, only parents, mother gets 1/3, father gets remainder, are the specified heirs. If we have $1,000, it can be divided as follows: father gets 2/3 of 90%, and mother gets 1/3 of 90%, plus remainder goes to other relatives in charity. So father gets 600 out of $1,000, mother gets 300 out of $1,000, and $100 go to other relatives and charity. So this $100 can be again divided with the same formula as I've explained above, to other relatives and charity. So we already know that basic formula, so we do not want to go into it. uh, Category number 2, which is example 3, parents and only one brother and sister are the specified heirs. So if we have $1,000, that can be divided like this: father uh, gets father plus mother plus brother or sister plus other relatives in charity, that is the total shares. So here remainder, and father gets remainder, mother gets 1/6 of 90%, brother or sister gets 1/6 of 90%, other relatives in charity gets 1/10. So the remainder is 568, and mother father gets 568, that is the father gets in the end, and that is the remainder. So mother first gets 166, brother or sister gets 166, and other relatives in charity gets 100, father gets remainder 568 out of 1,000. This is the case if parents are there and only one brother or sister. So father gets in the end, after distribution given to mother, 1/6 of 90%, and brother or sister 1/6 of 90%. Also, other relatives in charity may get from $100 accordingly, as we talked above. Category 2, example 4, parents and more than one brother and or sisters are specified here. If we have to, again, same example, $100 is the asset. Here also, father gets the remainder, mother gets 1/6 of 90%, brothers and our sisters get 1/3 of 90%, and 1/10 goes to other relatives and charity. So mother gets 1/6 of 90%, that is 166. Brother and sister gets 1/3 of 90%, that is 332. 1/10 is $100, that goes to other relatives in charity, and remainder 402 goes to the father. So that is the distribution of total $1,000. So now for brothers, one half of, if there are more brothers, so one half of 332, and sisters one half of 332 may get $332 equally divided among them. So mothers and sisters here, where their share was 332, that was 1/3 of 90%, that will be divided half half equally. Now here there is no, that share is not there, that you get 2/3 and 1/3. So here it goes to equally to brothers and sisters if there are more number of sisters, or even less number of sisters. So brothers and sisters get half half. Also, other relatives in charity may get $100 according to, as we talked before. So category 3, the deceased person was married and leaving behind spouse without any children and may or may not have parents. So only husband gets half share. If you have $1,000, husband get half, that is $500. Remainder $500 goes to parents, brothers, sisters, other relatives, and charity. So parents, brothers, sisters, other relatives, charity gets $500, and only husband gets $500. And category 3, example 2, only wife 1/4 share is specified. If you have $1,000 as total assets, wife gets 1/4 of it, that is 250, and remainder 750 goes to parents, brothers, sisters, other relatives, and parents, brothers, and sisters, other relatives in charity may get 750 according to this case, and that can further be divided as the formula given above. So category 4, the deceased person was married and leaving behind spouse and children. Husband gets 1/4 share, and children are specified here. If you have $1,000, husband here, he gets 1/4 of $1,000, that is 250. And then parents, children, other relatives, and charity, they get $750. And $100 will go to $100 will go to other relatives and charity, and parents and children, they get the remainder. So now the distribution is that if you have $1,000 and husband gets 1/4, he gets 250, and remainder will go to parents, children, that is the 650, and $100 will go to other relatives and charity. So parents, children, other relatives may get total 750, while husband only gets 250. Category 4, if it is only wife, is the specified here, she gets 1/8 of the shares. If you have total $1,000 and the specified here is only wife, she gets 100, and she gets 1/8 of the property, while parents, other relatives, and charity, they get 875. So charity is about 10%, 1/10. So $100 goes to charity and other relatives, and parents get $775. So more share goes to parents, and wife gets 1/8, and charity and other relatives, they get 100. So this distribution can be done with the formula as I've already discussed. Al-Quran, Ayah 4-12. The deceased person was unmarried or married and leaving behind parents and brothers and sisters without any children or spouse. So parents and only one brother or sister are specified here. So $1,000 further will be divided like this. Father gets the remainder. That will be the major chunk of it. Mother gets 1/6 of 90%. Brother or sisters get one sixth of 90%, and 1/10 go to other relatives in charity. So 1/6 of 90% goes to the mother, 1/6 of 90% goes to together brothers and sisters and other relatives of charity takes 1/10. So father will get out of $1,000 the remainder, that is the major chunk, 568. 166 goes to the mother, 166 goes to both brothers and sisters, and 100 goes to the charity. So the other relatives in charity, $100 will be divided as we have talked before. Category 5. Example 2. Parents and more than one brother and sisters are specified as heirs. So $1,000 may be divided as follows. Here, again, father gets the remainder. Mother gets 1/6 of 90%. Both brother and our sisters get 1/3 of 90%, and other relatives gets 1/10. That is, out of $1,000, 100 will go to other relatives in charity, which will be further subdivided as we have talked before, and $332, that is 1/3 of 90%, will go to both brothers and sisters, that is $332. 1/6 of 90% will go to the mother, that is $166, and the remainder, which comes out to be $402, will go to the father. So now, brother and sisters, whatever the numbers are, their 332 will be divided half half, and all other relatives as we have discussed before. Category 6. The deceased person was unmarried or married and leaving behind brothers and sisters only. No ascendants, no descendants, no parents, no spouse, no children. So in this example, only brothers are the specified heirs. So you have total $1,000. Brothers, all brothers, they get 90%. That is $900. And other relatives in charity get $100. $100 will further be divided in all relatives in charity. So paternal relatives, like formula we had discussed before, gets 2/3 of 90%, maternal relatives 1/3 of 90%, and remaining 10% will go to the charity. So 2/3 of 90% is $60 that go to the paternal relatives, 1/3 of 90% is $30 that goes to the maternal relatives, and $10 go to the charity. So similarly, there's $60 we will divide further to male heirs and female heirs in charity, giving male heir 2/3 of 90%, female heir 1/3 of 90%, and remainder goes to the charity. So likewise, we'll divide those all the amount to male and female heir as we have been discussing before. So example 2 of category 6, where you have only sisters in the specified heirs. So $1,000, sister heirs get half. So $500 of 1,000 will goes to the sister here, only sister. She is the only one, $500. Remaining $500 will go to other relatives in charity. So those $500 which are going to other relatives in charity will be divided in paternal relatives, maternal relatives, and charity. Paternal relatives get 2/3 of 90%. Maternal relatives get 1/3 of 90%, and remainder 10 charity. That is, if you're taking $500 as the share, so $500, 2/3 of 90%, $300 will go to the paternal relatives, $150 will go to the maternal relatives, and $50 will go to the charity. Now further, $300, which were the share of paternal relatives, will further be divided among male and female relatives in charity. So $300, male heirs get 2/3 of 90%, female heir gets 1/3 of 90%, and remainder goes to the charity. So out of $300, 180 go to male heirs of the paternal relatives, $90, that is 1/3 of 90%, will go to female heir of the paternal relatives, and $30 will go to remainder, 30 will go to charity. Similarly, $150 was share of maternal relatives, so that will also be divided as such. Male heir, two-thirds of 90%, female heir, one-third of 90%, and charity is the remainder. In category 6, example 3, two or more sisters, that is two-third shares are the specified heirs. $1,000, which is we are taking as the top example of the assets, sister heirs get two-third, that is 666, and remainder 334 give to other relatives and goes to other relatives in charity. Now this 334 will further be divided into paternal relatives two-thirds of 90%, maternal relatives one-third of 90%, and charity is remainder. So 334, two-thirds of 90%, that is 200, goes to paternal relatives. One-third of 90%, that is $100, that goes to maternal relatives, and remainder $34 goes to the charity. And if there are $200 which is share of the paternal relatives, it will be again divided in the same way. Male here get two-thirds of 90%, female here get one-third of 90%, and remainder goes to the charity. Similarly, $100 share of maternal relatives will further be divided with the same formula of two-thirds of 90% to male here, one-third of 90% female here, and remainder goes to the charity. Category 6, example 4, mixed number of brothers, that is two-thirds share, and sisters, that is one-third share, are the specified here. If total dollars $1,000 is the asset, brother here will get two-thirds of 90%, that is $600. Sister here will get one-third of 90%, that is $300, and remainder other relatives in charity, that is $100. So this $100, which is the other relative in charity, it will be divided with the same formula of paternal relatives and maternal relatives and charity. So two-thirds of 90% goes to paternal relatives, one-third of 90% goes to maternal relatives, and remainder, that is $10, that will go to the charity. So likewise, we divide this also amongst the paternal relatives and maternal relatives, male share here, female here, and charity. So this will further be divided like this. So ladies and gentlemen, here I think it's now quite clear. And if anybody has any questions, you can always give a comment on the videos, and I can personally approach you to discuss, and I can clarify uh, with you, whosoever needs a clarification. This is a very important topic, inheritance and testaments in Islam. And this is actually causing huge problems amongst the Islamic world. There are too much of civil suits and cases and conflicts amongst the relatives about property inheritance. It's very important for us to understand it very clearly, and it should be implemented in letter and spirit in the Islamic countries. Let's pray from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gives us that wisdom to learn Islam, to learn Quran, and to learn its injunctions and commandments upon us, and gives us courage and strength to apply upon us, our nears and dears, our societies, countries, and world as a whole. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be our best guide and protector, and He gives us, He bestows upon us what is best suited for us. Ladies and gentlemen, please take care of yourself, your nears and dears, kith and kins, your societies, and your environment as a whole. Inshallah, till next session, Allah Hafiz.